segment with PreachwithPrak here at PreachwithPrak. How are you guys doing? It is the month of September. You know what that means. It is time for me to keep up with my New Year's resolution. If you remember my New Year's resolution, it was to bring you into my life once a month, every month, for the entire year. Again, I do want to go ahead and let you know that New Year's resolutions are not just about December or January. It is meant to be kept up with or to be maintained throughout the year. So it is the month of September. Today I'm bringing you to one of my personal favorite events, which is the Plane Pull event. It is hosted once a year on the Dulles Airport runway here in the Northern Virginia area. Yes, behind me you are seeing an aircraft. It is a military aircraft. The event is dedicated or has a mission of charity where organizations and teams get together to actually pull a plane. Also part of the event is exhibitions of military aircrafts or huge aircraft, and that is why I love this event, and I hope I get to show you some really cool aircrafts. Like right now it's a very hot sunny day, but I'm underneath the wing of an aircraft, and just that fact in itself just blows my mind. But as I'm showing you some of the cool aircrafts, I do want to go ahead and bring some wellness in, and this time I wanted to go ahead and focus on sleep. Yes, I wanted to go ahead and while I have talked about sleep before and how important sleep is, I wanted to offer you 3 ways and how we can make our sleep time more effective. And so I had 3 D's I wanted you to avoid. 3 D's. So as I'm going to show you some aircraft, I'm going to go ahead and share some tips. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the first D I believe that you should avoid as you are preparing for your bedtime, as you are preparing to get into some effective sleep time. The first D you want to go ahead and avoid is disturbance from your phone. Yes, while our cell phones have gone above and beyond to serve us, whether it's a communication tool, whether it's an entertainment box, those purposes no longer serve while you are getting ready to go to bed, while you are getting ready to meet your higher self, your subconscious self, while you are getting ready for the dream world. Entertainment from your cell phone, whether it's your news feed, whether it's the latest joke on the group chat that you're part of, is no longer of purpose or no longer serves you while you are getting ready to go to bed, while you are preparing to rest. In addition, the notifications from your phone will only trigger your brain to be alert, which is exactly what a notification does. It serves to trigger you, and that is what you want to avoid while you're going to bed. So again, that I believe you should avoid for an effective sleep time. You want to avoid the disturbance from your phone. You can always have silent mode on, or you can keep your phone far from your bed area. So, with that, let's go ahead and check out a few more aircrafts and get into the other 2 tips that I have. Alright, so it's time for me to go ahead and give you the second D that I believe you should avoid while you are getting ready to go to bed. The second D you want to avoid is distraction. Distraction of your thoughts. You will find that before going to bed, or as you are preparing to go to bed, all your worries and all your woes and even your excitement and your eagerness happens to filter and really come into play right before you go to bed. Whether you are looking forward to school the next day, that was always a big one for me. I was always worried or anxious about school the next day, or whether you are thinking about the bills that are coming up, or whether you are thinking about the surgery that you are getting ready for. All of these thoughts happen to come to you right before you go to bed. So this is the part where you have to talk to your mind. You have to convince your mind. This is where the 10 commandments for your mind really comes into play. You have to talk to your horse, talk to your mind, and let your mind know that this is not the time to think about this. While these worries and woes and anxiousness exist, while they do exist, this is your bedtime. And none of these worries and woes and none of these problems will be solved right before your bedtime. None of them. It is an ineffective use of your thoughts. It is an ineffective use of your mind to sit there right before your rest time to think about these worries. Yes, it's natural and it happens to many of us, but it is an ineffective use of your time. None of these problems will be solved right before your bedtime. So my suggestion to you is to avoid these distractions. It is a distractions. Am I saying your problems are not important? Yes, they must be important. That's why they are a problem in your life, right? They are a worry in your life. Yes, they exist. Yes, they do exist, but right before going to bed, it serves you very little purpose to think about them. Talk to your mind. Let your mind know that this is just a distraction. You are preparing to rest. And tomorrow, you will meet the day, you will meet the challenge, or you find a way. But right now, right before going to bed, you are going to rest. You are getting ready to meet your higher subconscious self. You are maybe there'll be an answer. But right now, it is time for you to go to bed. So avoid tossing and turning. Talk to your mind. Sometimes journaling helps, sometimes sketching helps, so that you are finding a way to still that movement between your thoughts. Our thoughts move very fast, and that rapid movement of our thoughts can also physically have us tossing and turning right before our bedtime. And our bedtime is important. This is our rest time, right? So with that, I hope you are enjoying this fabulous view of this aircraft behind me, yellow and very shiny. And I'll meet you at the other side where I'll give you the third tip. Now let's go ahead and get into the third D that I would really consider you ought to avoid as part of your sleep routine or as part of your rest routine. The third D you ought to avoid is avoid drugs and alcohol. And by drugs I mean sleeping pills. And mind you, these are both legal. But if sleeping pills and alcohol is part of your routine of getting rest, I really urge you to reconsider this routine. Now, of course, if the sleeping pills are medically prescribed to you because of whatever reason from a health professional, now that is different. But I mean, if you are constantly finding yourself being dependent on sleeping pills and alcohol in order for you to get good rest, a good night's sleep, I really urge you to consider other methods of getting a good night's sleep. Sleep is more than just passing out, right? Sleep is a wind down process. Sleep is a process where you, again, I want to emphasize, where you meet your higher self, where you meet your subconscious self. These ideas are not just of PreachwithPrak. These ideas have been written, have been attested by other authors and philosophers that sleep and our dream world is definitely part of our conscious world and of what we are meant, what our souls are doing with our lives, or what our soul is doing in this life. And so if you take that process and you cut it by numbing yourself to the process, whether by completely drinking alcohol and passing out, or taking sleeping pills and completely just cutting off that process of tapping into your subconscious, of tapping into your higher power, I really urge you to reconsider. Find yourself being dependent on drugs and alcohol. Trust me, the next morning you are not as effectively charged as well as getting a good night's sleep. Now, will this happen? Will this change of habit occur immediately? No, it might take some time, but trust me, it will be worth it to cut back on your sleeping pills and trust the natural process. And every living organism responds to the night mode that our planet gets into every night. I believe that tapping into the natural rhythm is worth it, is more effective, even in terms of resting, and even in terms of recharging for the next day, rather than depending on drugs and alcohol, these legal remedies. So those were the 3Ds I had for you in order for you to consider how to maximize or optimize your sleep time or your rest time, how to really have an effective rest time. The 3Ds again were, the first one was avoid disturbance of your phone. Our phone goes above and beyond in terms of serving our day lives, but during our nighttime, trust me, those notifications, those updates hardly serve you. It is time for you to rest. The second one was distractions, your mind. That is your mind distracting you with worries and anxiety and woes of your daytime. Your nighttime is hardly the time for you to solve problems. It is time for you to rest so that you are energized and recharged for the next day, and so that you can face the next day with a purpose, and you can tackle these anxieties and woes. And finally, the third D was drugs and alcohol, avoiding or cutting back on sleeping pills and alcohol as part of your natural routine to rest and wind down. Remember, sleep is more than just passing out. It is tapping into your higher power. It is tapping into your subconscious. It is tapping into your dream world. And you gotta have your consciousness. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the message I had for you, but also more importantly, I hope you enjoyed the array of aircrafts that I got to show you. If you're like me, I'm always in awe when I come to this event, seeing the majestic beauty of these aircrafts. I always appreciate the human innovation. And also the community initiative to make this a family event. With that, I hope you enjoyed the content of this video. And if you do, please do remember to like, to subscribe, to share with family, friends, and with anyone you believe could benefit from the messages that I bring to you. With that, this has been Prak with Preach with Prak. Until next time.
Want more of Preach with Prak? How about you go ahead and subscribe to our Rise and Shine to Your Purpose newsletter, available only on PreachwithPrak.com. Here I'll provide you a weekly message to guide you throughout the week and check in with you with a wellness questionnaire. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe to Rise and Shine to Your Purpose newsletter, available only on PreachwithPrak.com.